So we're at MAGFest 2020 talking to Chris from ARMCANNON. Chris, you want to give us a little background on your life as a musician?
Sure. I grew up playing Nintendo games, and when you play Nintendo games as a kid in the 80s, you hear lots and lots of this melody looping over and over in your head. So that was my musical background, Nintendo games. My parents got me keyboards all my life because they were kind, and I just dabbled in Nintendo music on keyboards all my childhood and formed a band called ARMCANNON in 2005-ish, and have been coming to MAGFest almost every year since. So, yeah.
Wow, yeah. So that was pretty early in the scene. Like,
Yeah.
any stories from the way things sort of had their genesis?
But in 2005, MAGFest was about 5% of the size that it is now, and it was more familial and just hanging around and joking around. And now it's like a mecca, like a pseudo-religious musical mecca. And we're happy to see the evolution over the years.
Awesome, yeah. So, like, what kind of communities have you been involved in, like, either as just a musician or as a video game musician?
Communities?
Yeah, like, so online communities or ways that you would promote the band or ways you would find shows, ways you would find other collaborators.
Back in the early 2000s, which was a very different internet than it was today, 2020, there was a whole bunch of forum communities for video game remixers. A lot of people just slapped together some techno beats over Mega Man or something. But a lot of forum threads is where a lot of us video game enthusiast musicians met on the internet. Like, I became a fan of the 1-Ups and Grant Henry's Metroid Metal through those forums, and I was starstruck to meet them, and now they're my best friends because of. So yeah, that was the cesspool of the beginning. The primordial soup of video game bands was internet forums in the early 2000s, such as OC Remix was one of them.
Cool. So what's been working with ARMCANNON been like over the years?
Well, luckily we live in the same city, so we can continually meet up. It feels wrong to just stop practicing all the time, so we just practice once or twice a week, every week over the years, and because we just love working on anything all the time. But they are. Going on the road with the boys is like the greatest times in life. All we care to do is keep playing music in any way, shape, or form, with or without video games as the backdrop. That's just what we want to keep doing forever.
Yeah, so you guys played a few songs that weren't video game covers this past concert. I was just talking to Eurazin, and they were talking about how they thought that was cool because they don't play video game covers. What do you think about the whole, in a VGM scene, playing not VGM music?
Right. We are officially probably at this point one of the elder bands where it's time to let the new kids move in and have their trendy new hot little things that we don't know what they are because we're too old move in. And that means it's time for us to probably start talking about playing with original music, which we are doing, and we're actually working on an all originals album that we're going to release under the name ARMCANNON still, inspired by and infused by video game type music, but all written originally now, because you don't have to just sit on stage and cover a video game tune to be in the spirit of video game music. It can be inspired by, and people still get that.
Cool. Any thoughts for other musicians on the scene as far as finding collaborators, learning how to arrange or mix or produce, or just getting better at their instruments?
Collaborating on the internet. Well, my own bandmate, Mike Willard in ARMCANNON, his job is to teach music. I talked at MAGFest, I talked to so many musicians who say, yeah, I teach. So apparently musicians teaching to the younger kids is the way to go. There's plenty of that out there, it looks like. I encourage anyone to seek lessons, though I never took lessons, so I'm kind of a hypocrite for that. But I don't know much about production, really. That's more of a Danimal Cannon thing, if you get a handle on him.
So what did you enjoy about this MAGFest, and what are you looking forward for the rest of the time?
Sure. Well, we've been playing almost every MAGFest since 2005, so we feel like family here. They treat us so well here. In fact, we are what we are because of MAGFest and the staff. We tried a crazy experiment this year where we tried to put our drummer Larry Steele on headphones with a metronome, which is, we call it going on the rails. So the whole set was hinging on this careful metronome to make it tighter and just more accurate, and it worked great. And we were flying by the seat of our pants, but it looks like we nailed it, and so I guess we nailed it. So that was nerve-wracking, and that was last night, and now today is the free day to just chill and finally enjoy the fruits of labor and no longer have to stress.
Awesome, great. Well, thanks for chatting.
Yeah, all right.